Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another renovation video. So we are in Brindleton Bay, which is not where I'm supposed to be for this series. We're supposed to be in Willow Creek right now, or I am supposed to be in Willow Creek renovating it. But if you guys are new here, I'm trying to renovate every lot in The Sims 4. And I actually needed to renovate a lot in Brindleton Bay for one of my Let's Plays. I have a Sim that's getting married, so I decided to renovate this lot right here, Club Calico. This is a lounge venue type. It's a 40 by 30 lot. And the description for this lot says, previously an exclusive yacht club for only the richest citizens of Brindleton Bay, a recent decree by Mayor Whiskers opened up this pool and wedding locale for public use. Now, I didn't actually read that before I started this renovation, so I didn't know that this was technically kind of sort of a wedding location, but I thought it did make more sense than the Salty Paw Saloon. So that is why I decided to renovate it. But this is how I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to give you guys a tour of how the lot looks before the renovation so that you can see how it looked originally, and then I'm gonna load the renovation into the game and I'll give you a tour of that as well. So the first tour is gonna be pretty quick. There's not a lot to this lot, don't worry, but let me grab Johnny Zest and I'll be right back. I could technically do the tour in build mode, but I decided just to go in and do it with a sim. That way you guys could see some sims walking around and we could do it live where there's actually some stuff going on. But here is how the lot looks originally. So if you have the cats and dogs pack and you have Brindleton Bay and you make a new save file, this is what you're gonna get from the lounge. It's not super impressive. I mean, I don't think it's an ugly building. I didn't really like the roofing over here. I didn't mind this roofing too bad, but I do actually end up changing that. You guys will see with my renovation because I couldn't make it all work together. But I didn't really like this piece right here. I felt like it needed to kind of connect up to this side of the build. And then we have this massive walkway as well, this covered walkway over here, which it could be nice potentially, but I didn't really like that part of it either. I didn't mind this little building too much, but we'll get to the backyard when we go through the tour. First up though, we have this massive porch. As you guys can see, there is nothing on it. There is not even a teeny tiny bit of decoration out here. It is just a big empty space. Now I will go on and point out this little area. I actually really liked this decoration, the way they use these seats around this tree. So this is something that I kept in my renovation. And if you guys have seen my renovations before, you know that I don't like to just completely feel like I'm bulldozing these lots. These are renovations, so my goal is to improve the lot, not just completely take everything away from it. And I really liked this. And these are actually seats as well. Your Sims can come and sit on these little benches surrounding that tree, and I just thought that was really cute. But let's go on and head inside. You guys, I'm gonna try to do it in this little camera. I'm not very good at it, but I'm gonna give it a go. So we have, this is the front door. Maybe we could speed up just a little bit. There we go. But when you come into the front door, this is what you see. We have a couple of couches over here, a piano, a microphone, and we have plenty of seating, and that's pretty much all there is to do here. But over here to the left, right when you walk into the front door, there's this little, what I think is supposed to be kind of a decorative reception area, because you have these two computers and some kitchen counters that are kind of wrapping around. Maybe it looks like where somebody would stand there and answer any questions you had, or I don't really know what they would do. But these computers are not functional. That's why I'm saying it's a decorative area, because these computers, your Sims cannot use them. They can look at them, you can click on them, but they can't actually use them. And there's also just like a random trash can right there. But then over here, we have just another seating area. Nothing special, just a couch and a coffee table. So one of my Sims actually got invited here on a date, and I was kind of bored out of my mind. There was nothing, I felt like there was nothing to do here other than sit and talk to your date. So the biggest part of my renovation was trying to figure out a way to add to this community lot so that there was actually something to do if I ever came here again. So these are the two bathrooms. Originally, this lot has two bathrooms, and this is them. They're right here. So I'm just gonna slide into one of them and show you guys what it looks like. It's a pretty spacious bathroom. It's 3 by 2 tile, so pretty decent for a Sims bathroom, but we have a sink and we have a small mirror. And then over here on this side, we have a toilet. So no shower. I felt like there was room for a shower, so I do add those in, but you guys will see that in a minute. But then this this whole space right here is just completely empty, and I feel like it's so sad looking. I know there's a lot of restrictions on these builds as to what can be included and how many items you can have, but I still feel like this is pretty empty. I mean, there's just nothing there at all. So when you head outside, we are in this covered walkway, which as you guys can see, it is storming right now in Brindleton Bay, so it's nice to have a covered walkway. I can admit that. I just didn't like the way it looked. And see, here's just completely empty space over here. There's nothing at all to do right there. But when you turn this way, there are a couple of dining chairs, dining tables, dining spaces, just kind of randomly put here. I mean, I feel like it's kind of confusing. There is a bar, but other than the bar, there's no way for your Sims to actually get food. So I guess it's just somewhere your Sims could sit and talk. But I feel like this lot had plenty of that to start with. But then this little area right here, so this is the little building that's kind of off to the side. It's not connected to the big building other than the walkway. But we have 2 couches and a coffee table. And I felt like this was just so boring and such a weird space. I'm thinking that it's supposed to be kind of like a pool house because the stairs actually lead off into the pool area, like over here, as you guys can see. So I'm thinking it's supposed to be somewhere you can kind of sit and chat by the pool, but I didn't like it. I felt like it was weird and kind of empty. We got a mixologist out here. He's standing out in the rain. I feel so bad for him. But this is the only bar that was originally in the lot. This is it. And I think a bar is a requirement for this lot type. So it's strange that the only one is outside and there was plenty of space on the inside for a bar. So I didn't really like that. I do have an exterior bar in my renovation. I'm about to show you guys. But I mean, look at him. He's just having to stand out there. Nobody's out here getting drinks because it's absolutely raining like mad and it's a really bad thunderstorm, but he's just having to stand out there. Like, he's on the clock. He's getting paid to be out there, but he could get struck by lightning, so it's kind of sad. Also, there were some couches over here on this walkway as well, so more seating, plenty of places for you to sit in this build. And then here's the pool, and the pool's very big, and one thing that bugged me about this, and it's not something that always would bug me, but I didn't like how the pool touches this build. I feel like if this little area had been a deck or a patio or something like that and open to the outside, I feel like it would have bugged me less. I don't really mind this style of building usually, but with this particular build, I just didn't like it very much. But the pool goes all the way around there. We have 3 pool ladders, which is a bit excessive in my opinion. But yeah, that is it, guys. That is the original build. So now I'm gonna go on and place my renovation. It took me about 2 days to renovate this. I did the interior one day. Oh, I think Johnny's just went to work. I'm gonna have to get him to quit his job because I didn't think about that. I'm currently in a save file where I just build. That's all that happens in here. So Johnny was still a comedian and it's okay. I've had him quit now so he can be my playtesting sim. But anyway, I actually ended up building the exterior one night and I think that took about 2 or 3 hours. I can't remember exactly how long, but then I worked on the interior on a different day, which is one of the reasons that I haven't really been enjoying doing let's builds. I haven't been enjoying sharing those with you guys because I have to build all in one sitting. Like, I have to go start to finish. I have to build the whole build and I'm a slow builder and so that doesn't always work out for me. I'm gonna jump into build mode so you guys can see the exterior because it's so dark and cloudy. But here is my renovated lot and I know you cannot see it well, but hopefully before the tour is over, maybe the rain will go away and I can show it to you a little bit better. If not, I'll jump out of live mode and I'll give you guys a good picture of it. But here is the exterior of the renovation. So I did change this roofing. Like I mentioned, I didn't really like the way that this roofing over here was, so I wanted to change that. Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button. There we go. I actually need to lower this one down just a little bit. It's a little too high. But to make this roofing over here, I actually had to add a second story. So there's a little bit more space than there was originally because we have 2 rooms that are up here. This is actually the last thing that I built. It's kind of funny because when I go take you guys on this tour, the first few rooms that you guys are going to see are the last few rooms that I actually built. And I have a tendency to get tired at the end of a build. And so I always feel like the last rooms that I do are not the best part of the build. So you guys can be the judge of that. But the first few things you'll see are the last things that I actually did, which is just kind of weird. But yeah, here is the exterior of the build. Over here, I will go in and show you guys this because we have a better angle right now. But this is that little building where there was just 2 couches. I said it kind of looked like a pool house. I turned that into a wedding chapel. So I'll show you guys that when we get there. But to me, it kind of already low-key looked like a wedding chapel, so it just worked out that way. But now let me go on back into the real world and give you guys a tour. I know it's really dark out here. I'm sorry. I wish I could make it better. But coming in here, we have the front porch. I made the front porch a lot smaller. I didn't feel like it was necessary to have that much porch space, especially with nothing on it. So I added a little bit of decorations. Like I said, I'm building this for a sim who needed to get married. It's not a wedding venue. It's still a lounge, but I did kind of try to give it wedding vibes so you guys can see the little wedding flowers. I think you get those as a reward if you have a high ranking wedding. I'm not totally sure about that. But I also thought that little sign from Growing Together, this one right here, I thought that looked kind of wedding appropriate. I have some Brindleton Bay cats and dogs decorations as well. And then over here we have a little bench where you can seat where you can sit and just relax, I guess, because this is a lounge. I think sitting is a very important part of it, judging from the original build. And then I also have a random cat dog feeder bowl over here, but I didn't add any lot traits to this so it doesn't attract dogs or cats. You could always do that if you wanted to. And now it's time to go in from the rain because honestly that noise is kind of getting on my nerves. Hopefully it's not bothering you guys too much. There we go. That's so much better. So now when you come inside the lounge, you see number 1, the staircase. We got, I think that's Malcolm Landgrab headed up there. But there's a staircase headed up to the 2nd floor. I had to add that in, like I told you guys, for the roof. Everyone seems to be in a terrible mood today. But I have a little bookcase here. I wanted to add a lot of activity, so there's some stuff here that might not would make sense for a lounge. But to be honest, when I was building this, I wasn't even really sure what a lounge was supposed to be. So I have some cozy chairs, and then over here I have the TV. I added a big TV. I can't remember if this was from base game or city living, but there is a base game unlockable option if you guys don't have the city living pack. But yeah, when I built this, I just was trying to renovate it like I would normally. And then when it came time to play test it, I started thinking, what if I just completely missed the mark? And this isn't what a lounge is supposed to be at all. And so I actually was looking it up. I'm gonna go on and scoot into the music room and show you guys that. But I was looking it up to see what a lounge is supposed to be in The Sims 4. And thankfully somebody else had asked the same question. One of my favorite responses was somebody who said that it's where their elder Sims go to die. And I thought that was pretty funny. But it seemed like most people agreed that kind of the focus of the lounge is relaxing and listening to music, and that it's kind of like a bar or a nightclub, but a little bit more upscale. Somebody said it could be kind of similar to a yacht club. I've never been to a yacht club, so I don't have any real world reference for that. But I was kind of thinking maybe country club kind of vibes, and I don't really know if this hit that mark. But like I said, I was just going for a renovation and something nice for my sim to get married in. And upstairs there's actually a kids room, which I have come to realize I also have a roof glitch up there. I'll have to fix that. But I've come to realize that maybe this is not the kind of lot you would take your kids to, so please ignore all the kids stuff. I think it's good to have options, and we had plenty of space, so there is a kids area up there, you guys. It's the last room I did. I didn't know what else to put there. But we have the piano. The piano was here originally. And then the microphone is a requirement as well, so I have a microphone. I also put a pipe organ over here, and that came from the Vampires pack. And I don't know how many people would like the pipe organ, so feel free to delete that if you'd like. I feel like if your sim came in and started playing the piano and somebody else came in like Vlad and started playing the pipe organ, it would get a little bit annoying. So if you want to delete it, feel free, but I was absolutely running out of ideals. Like I said, this is the last part of the build that I worked on. It's kind of the first part that you guys are seeing, but this room and the 2 rooms upstairs, they were the last part of the build that I did, so I was really tired. But we also have a dance floor. This little area right here is a dance floor, and a guitar, a violin, and a microphone. And I have already play tested this build, and it is totally functional. So I'm going to get it up on the gallery probably after I record this. I'll have it uploaded, so it should be on the gallery if you guys are watching this. But we also have a little stereo so your Sims have something to actually dance to, an umbrella rack, which is clearly very needed and important. And then over here, I have a little lounge area, a little seating area, another little couch. I kept the one that was in the build originally. I thought it looked pretty cute. I also have a fishbowl, and I put a ton of these VIP buckets down so that your Sims could get the romantic aura if they wanted to. I have had one Sim come here on a date, like I mentioned, but I also have had other Sims get invited to dates here at this specific lot. So I feel like it's a date hangout. We have an easel. This fireplace is kind of more for decoration, but it is functional. I have a little TV there in case you don't want to share the TV with anyone else. But the main goal at this point in the build was just to decorate it. Like, I just was trying to fill up empty space. And this little area, so this is the reception area from the original build, and I wanted to make sure that it was functional in my renovation. So these two chairs are functional, and I mean, there's not really a whole lot of point to them other than decoration, but your Sims can sit in them if they wanted to. And then the computer is now functional as well. I put a little bit of decoration around to make it look more like a little office-y reception type area. But I used kitchen counters to go around the outside of it, and then I have an actual desk inside there where your Sims can sit down and use the computer. I don't like having computers in community lots that aren't functional because sometimes my Sims do genuinely need to go to a community lot to use a computer. So I needed it to be functional. I wanted to change that. If you didn't like that, you could just get rid of the chair if you wanted to, and then they wouldn't be able to use it. But I'm gonna go on and head upstairs really quickly because it's just kind of convenient. Oh my goodness, I'm so bad at using this camera. Okay, so this is the kids area. Like I said, it might not be appropriate to have a kids area in the lounge, but here it is. I just wanted kids to have something to do if they actually ended up here. So we have a couple of the puzzle tables from Growing Together. There is a little crib as well if you were to bring your infant here. We have a science table and just kids activities, like that's the activity table and the toy box. I also have a bookcase over here as well, and a tummy time mat because I feel like those are helpful. I know you can take yours with you if you have an infant, but it's always really annoying to have to remember to pick it back up again, and I always forget about it, so I put a little tummy time mat in there. Then this little room right here, oh, it looks like the mixologist has moved up here. So you only have one mixologist at a time on this lot. I've noticed that while playtesting, and it looks like this guy is pretty smart. He decided to do his shift indoors. But yeah, we have an indoor bar up here, and that's just for your Sims to be able to come in here in case there's bad weather, and also I didn't know what else to do with this room. Also, we've got plenty of Brindleton Bay decorations all around because that is the world we're in. And I got a Don't Wake the Llama table over there. For the bathrooms, we have 3 of them now. It started out with 2, but I decided to add an extra one up here. So we have a shower and a toilet. All the bathrooms have a shower now, and obviously they have a toilet and a sink, but here's the sink and the mirror. I'm trying to give you guys a good view, but it's kind of difficult. I realized at the end of the build, after I did the kids' room, that I didn't have a bathroom that had a changing table available. But the changing tables, they're kind of big, and they're difficult to add into bathrooms, in my opinion, because they need a lot of space, and you can't have anything in front of it or it won't be functional. And so I didn't include a changing table, you guys. Your Sims would have to change your infants in midair, but I felt bad enough about it that I did put a potty chair in one of the other bathrooms, and I'll show it to you guys. But we got a little seating area right here, just casual. And this whole area was the empty area in the original build, so I decided to make it into a little bit of a reception area in case you were having a wedding here like me. So I have plenty of tables and seating and, you know, places for your Sims to sit and chat and eat some wedding cake. And then these are the other 2 bathrooms. They're still in the same space, but I'm gonna show you guys this potty chair really quickly. It's right here. I also put a little garbage can there in case your Sims need it, but probably not gonna be a lot of toddlers here. That's what I've realized. So if you want to delete it, feel free. We also have a little bit of music here. I didn't put a dance floor in this area, but I have a little table in case you wanted to put the cake there and have a nice little photo moment. And then over here, is a little kitchen area. So originally there was no kitchen, but because of the fact that I wanted to use this as a wedding venue, kind of, sorta, I wanted to have a caterer be able to come here. So I made a little tiny kitchen. It's kind of supposed to be like an employees only area, so it's very small. And I have a dishwasher, I have a stove, I have a refrigerator back here. It's kind of off camera right now, but I also have a sink. So I have everything that your Sims need to cook. And actually, my Sim that was gonna get married here, I've already done that episode. And the caterer, I don't know what happened, you guys. Somebody started mac and cheese on the stove, but they didn't finish it. So the caterer wouldn't finish the mac and cheese, but she was insistent to keep on cooking because that was her job. I also have a Magic Tea personal brewer thing here as well. So she just kept pulling out food, and then she would lay it in the floor because she couldn't actually cook it. And it was kind of a disaster. But it's not the build's fault, it just is the Sims fault because it is all functional. Like I said, I have play tested it. But speaking of functionality, this chess table right here is functional. You can sit in the chairs. Let me get out of this camera for a minute. But when you actually click on it to try to play chess, it's the strangest thing. Oh, and now it's gonna make a liar out of me. Okay, when I actually play tested this, it said that I couldn't play the chess table. I couldn't use the chess table because my Sim didn't have permission to use it. And I would understand that on a residential lot, but this is a community lot. So it kind of peeved me a little bit, but it seems to have fixed itself. So that shouldn't be a problem if you guys get this off the gallery. I also have another easel over here and then just a little bit of seating so that your Sims can lounge and all that good stuff. But now we're gonna head back outside. Let me make my way out here down the stairs. Guys, this is so much trickier than people make it look. But out here, I have that little tree decoration, and you can't see my tree right now because of the angle that I'm at, I guess. But there is a tree in the middle of those planter boxes somewhere, and I just really liked that, so I kept it in. We also have a little woohoo bush right next to the wedding chapel. Okay, this area is pretty simple. It's not a lot to it, but I think it's cute enough. Oh, hold on. Let me see if the tree popped up now. Yeah, there it is. You guys can see it. Oh, I can't remember how to go faster. There we go, baby. All right, so we go inside the wedding chapel. Very simple in here, but it has what you need, which is a wedding arch. I use this city living rug to kind of make a wedding aisle because I don't have the My Wedding Stories pack right now. So there's a city living rug that has these rose petal swatches, and it's got a white one and a pink one. So I used white because that just kind of went along with the theme of the build. And then I have these little chairs for Sims to watch your Sim get married. And whether they use them or not, I have no idea. Most of the time when my Sims get married, nobody actually watches the ceremony, but these chairs are functional. And I think they're from high school years, but that is the little wedding area. So then we have the bar. I moved it a little bit. It's over here now, still in the rain, so not super convenient. And I don't really know how you can control where the mixologist goes to because right now he's upstairs. But when I was actually playtesting this, he stayed downstairs the whole time. So I don't know how that works. I have some planter boxes if your Sims are interested. I don't know if they actually would use them on a community lot, but I like options. And then we got more kids stuff. So we got a monkey bar thing and a hopscotch situation. Also, the pool has shrunk, but I have a little bit more decoration so you guys can see the pool loungers, and the pool is a lot smaller. But over here, we got a trash can. There's a trash can in the front as well in case your Sims want to knock it over, kick it over. That's what my Sims do with trash cans. Also, there's a little telescope. We got a little bit more seating, a flower arranging table, and another planter box as well. So if you didn't want to buy the flower arranging table, you could come use this one. And another chess table, which is mysteriously now completely functional. But that's the build, you guys. That's pretty much it. That is the renovation of Club Calico in Brindleton Bay. And this is actually part of my renovation series. So like I said, I'm supposed to be in Willow Creek right now, but this is technically the first renovation of Brindleton Bay. If I ever was to build on this lot again, I would probably just bulldoze it and start over from scratch. And I would probably build something other than a lounge if I'm being honest. But the next time that I have a build video, I will be back in Willow Creek. So if you guys are waiting to see Willow Creek finished, I have not abandoned that project. I should be back there soon enough. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this renovation, and I hope you enjoyed this style of video. It's a little bit easier for me to talk about the build and the changes that I made afterwards, after building it than actually when I'm trying to build it and I'm trying to think about what I'm doing. And then with speed builds, I get a little stressed with speed builds as well. I just feel really overwhelmed and I feel like I have a lot to say and I have to say it really fast and it's just a whole thing. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this style of video. You can let me know what you think about it down below in the comments, along with any thoughts you have about this build and this renovation. And like I said, this will be up on the gallery. Hopefully by the time you guys are seeing this video, it will be on the gallery if you're interested. So thank you guys once again for watching, and I will see you soon with more builds and more renovations. But that's all for today. So bye guys.